Morning.
Well, welcome everybody to our chamber meeting this morning. And we're going to call the meeting to order at 9:05.
Good morning, that did not make it a Randy.
Okay.
Oh man, that is your chair.
Hi, everyone. You're good. What's the matter?
No, that one's okay. I think I said it right last. I don't want to sit by people.
All right. This morning, place would you mind giving an indication for us, please?
Sure. Our most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we're grateful for all that we have and for this opportunity we have to be together as business owners and citizens that are concerned about our community and the welfare of our citizens. We are grateful, Heavenly Father, for an opportunity to be part of this wonderful organization. We pray that that would help us and bless us, that we'll be able to do things according to that will, that we will be able to help our community grow, our businesses grow, and kindness and love to flourish in our community. We pray that that will watch over us and protect us today in all that we do. And we ask for these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jason. Well, welcome everybody this morning. We're here. We have a guest. Yeah, we are. Oh, they're out in top. Okay, next is,
This one.
then, we'll have the minutes. Do we have any corrections or additions? Excellent job. No corrections or additions, we have a motion to accept minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I second the motion.
Okay, Debbie has made a motion, second by Jason. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Okay, Brendan, the treasury report, please.
Sure. Treasurer needs a new ink. Did you read it? Just realized this little close to the, okay, so great. Income expenses for May from 173, 220 amount. Our expenditures for $470.11. AT&T in budget. Super Really Beautiful dues in budget. And Luigi's. Ending balance was $31,713.18 with the breakdown of the people accounts revenue and the snapshot of the year to date. For those who can't see it or it's hard to see, the red ones are expense available for 4th of July, 1,500 we have, and the income budget to date is 1414. But otherwise, all the numbers are budgeted. So, there you go.
All right, do we need a motion to accept the treasury report?
I make a motion to accept treasury report.
Need a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, next on the agenda is the city lake update. On the lake, please keep the Taylor family in your prayers. It's Mr. Tom Taylor passed away. And he was, as you well know, pretty much like father of Lake Ralph Hall, along with Leon Curtis and Doug Franklin and all of them. He was a really good man. So if you'll keep that family in your prayers, please. Well, I must say that city, they've got, supposedly they're open. I haven't been notified of any thing going on, other than I think they're open.
9 to 12.
Oh, pretty bad. Okay.
That's what the marquee says.
Yes.
Okay. And, I understand that, that they.
That's a good question.
I understand they hired somebody that can come in and work.
Front desk.
Front desk. I understand, that there's a new public works person being trained. I don't know anything about that either. They just, see them together. I know that's all. I know notifications of meetings, I don't know, that's all.
Jan, do we have contact information for each member of the city council? Do you know? You may have that.
We should have
Yeah,
Debbie
on
Burgers.
What's that?
We should have Debbie Burgers from Denver.
Yeah, but the city, I think,
It was-
on the website.
No.
Website hasn't been updated.
Yeah.
Russell.
And then on the listed names,
I can provide a list of contact information.
that would be.
Based on public information requests that was received.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, well, no, during the election season. I got some contact information.
Okay, that's cool, because I had asked him, wasn't the,
I don't know.
so. That would be great to have, so we can kind of, know who to go to and those kind of things. Obviously, it's concern.
Only the ones I would have, mayor.
Yeah.
There is an ad on, what's happening in Fannin County, looking for a city secretary, and it has Greg Morris's phone number on it. So, when I talk to Greg,
Okay.
I think they fired.
is the ad still there?
No,
Oh, they did.
they brought somebody.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I was told that there would be an ad coming out next week in the Leader regarding, the opening of the city secretary apply.
Jan, also, just on the city and link update, there's coming up, there's 2 meetings this month. And, one in Ladonia and one in Bonham. I don't have the particular dates, but they're coming up as well. So if you're interested in the lake, they're,
Yeah, the lake,
I think it's the third Thursday.
Thursday, it's
Here.
it's this week, it's coming week. Thursday at 5:30. It's an important meeting, so if you can be there, then you can be there. They're all important though, when it comes to zoning and our Lake Ralph Hall. So this is gonna be a really important one.
At City Hall.
At City Hall, 5:30. So, yes, thank you, Justin. About that. Yeah, need to be there if you can. Unfortunately, I missed it, but,
So that's that meeting.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and, I've got that letter at home. I'll go ahead and make sure it gets sent out to everybody so everybody has it.
Yeah, I I know it's Thursday at 5:30. All right. I don't think there's anything else on the city school. Okay.
So the council meeting should be the third Monday, but that's Juneteenth federal holiday, so I haven't heard whether or not it's been rescheduled.
Haven't heard of it, so. Okay, and, Jason, I'm sorry that didn't get big abandonment here. Then we'll move on then, to the school update. You have anything, anybody? You're out in summer.
Yeah.
School's out. I will say with graduation, such a nice, it always is, it was a wonderful graduation. It was, a lot of people turned out, thank goodness, and congratulations to our seniors.
The largest grant I think I've ever seen.
It was really good. It always did count. I agree, it was very nice crowd. So nothing else on the school.
Do we want to, maybe something we can take for later, or do we want to go ahead and be proactive and get together our next polo order for the next year? Since we know it takes longer than Danielle thinks it does.
We had already,
I thought we discussed
Discussed
that
that
last
last
time.
time,
We said,
but
we
yes,
can't
we
get
did.
budget.
We should go on in.
I think you should do it.
Yeah, exactly. So we can go ahead and just see if we want to do the same amount, and do that, and I'll be able to get that and work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, they were awesome.
Happy to do it.
Yes, they were excited about them.
It's literally the least I can do, so I'm glad it's like,
Yes, they were, anyway, can't say enough good things about them. I want to tell you, I'm seeing Ricky Big. He's got his on.
He's got it on.
So anyway,
On the school, did I read somewhere where they're having breakfast and lunch for still at
Yes,
the
they
school for the kids and stuff like that, that can't?
yes,
Yeah.
it's really nice. Okay. Trail update, and keep it open.
We had our cleanup on Highway 50, which was just lovely. I had lunch and almost lasting memories. But we did a great job picking it up, and somebody neglected to call the highway department on this one.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna tell you that, it's still there, yeah.
For this week, as well as, y'all brought up that there's some mattresses and stuff.
Yes.
So I'll alert them to that as well, so they can pick those up, so. But anyway, it was good, we did good. And I have a volunteer book I brought with me, I try to update everybody that I know so far this year that have done things, but I'll pass it around after the meeting and let everybody just, look at it, make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. For the trail update, not a lot there, other than I think we may have a camper coming in this week and weather permitting and
Where
things
is
like
that?
that. That's what they want to say. I had a couple I talked to, I tried to redirect them to Wolf City, just because I think it's a little bit more secure and
Yeah.
not out in the middle. But a couple of them, there's one or two we've talked to that is adamant about staying here.
I was gonna offer the cottage, but I forgot Christie.
A little bit too crazy, but, and then I want to have a Keep Ladonia Beautiful meeting after, maybe even after our breakfast, yeah, some of those have to eat. And, so, and I've got some ideas to think about and things like that. Also on my list, I have that we need to work on getting the cigarette receptacles. And I meant to print out, one that I found, that I can pull it on my phone or something later and share it with everybody. But it's like six pack of the cigarette receptacles, and I think I showed you.
Yes,
That
that's very nice.
they're nice looking, they're metal, and they have, you know, lock them and pull the stuff out. And with this, it's like $500, $600 for 6 of them. And then we can send the cigarette butts to this company and they'll recycle them to know what they do. I can't imagine, it's gotta be a smelly operation, but anyway, so. So just, if those are interested in my, I have a crazy plan, it's kind of fun. And for those that are interested, after practice, we'll talk about that, so.
Thank you, Cynthia. All right. Beating Fanning, Jason.
Thank you. Being has been going really well. We are definitely in need of volunteers. The summer with the students being out. But last time we fed over 100 families, which was fantastic. We're trying to kind of spread the word a little bit. Honey Grove Pantry has restricted their area of service, and so we're trying to, cover that overlap a little bit. So we're trying to get into Con Gap, kind of Dover, and even into Old City. We want to try and, obviously our goal is to stay inside of Hammond County, because that's what we're trying to do. But we are trying to do a few changes with our, the way that we're set up with North Texas Food Bank, so that we can change the way the food is provided and delivered a little bit, which would potentially allow us to start doing the backpack program for the school during the school year. So that's part of the reason we want to make that change. I talked with Ms. Wilburn about it a little bit, but we have to wait till that's actually happens, and we know we can do that. But I don't know if that would be an opportunity for service in the community or something like that for parents or somebody else to help with that. Anyway, we are going to have another distribution this Tuesday, June 6th. So if you'd like to come at 8 o'clock. But otherwise, share with everyone that you can about the distribution, because we want to try and reach as many people as we can. So thank you everyone that's helped. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason. It's a fantastic program, guys. So I appreciate everyone who does come out and have an opportunity to come out and volunteer. Please do.
We'll post a virtual marquee about the Facebook so everybody can hear it.
Yeah, we'll share it and we'll share that. I put out a couple of flyers yesterday, but as usual.
Thank you.
And we does the sign at the post office.
Sharing is important, so I appreciate that.
Yes. All right then, Fannin County Children's Center. I need to get in touch with them. They're collecting donations of school supplies and funds to the back to school fair August 5th for Fannin County, so I'll get with them. I have not spoken with them. Does anybody have anything on that they'd like to ask, or other than just notify them and see if there's anything we can do?
Yeah, one at the Children's Center is for everybody in Fannin County. So, but I also know that there's a lot of other churches, even in our area, in Honey Grove and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, but also, and related to the Children's Center, the Sandy Barber is the director, and she's retiring. She's been the director for 22 years. So they're going to have a retirement party for her, whatever, and then an open house for the new director that's coming in as well. That's in June 21st, I believe is when it is. But the Children's Center serves all of Fannin County, so if you're interested, I can provide you that additional information as well. Or I'll post it to the chamber site. So
Do you know where the open house is going to be?
when the open house will be the 21st of July.
July.
Yeah, but I'll post that to the
Thank
chamber.
you.
Thank you, Jason. I'm sorry. Okay, then, we'll move on then to new business, code of ethics. And, Russell,
I'd be happy to present this.
please do.
You guys know that I am only serious about 10% of the time, so this is part of the serious, right? This is a membership-based organization, and we should not be expected to tolerate people in this organization who are aggressive, who are slanderous. Personally, I've been on the receiving end of this. We just shouldn't be expected to tolerate people who do not support the mission of this organization, right? But without a code of conduct, we don't have anything to hold ourselves to a higher standard. So here it is. This was borrowed with permission from the Allen Chamber of Commerce. I'm actually friends with Paul and Sharon. Sharon runs the Allen Chamber, Paul runs the Garland Chamber. And I had a heart with Paul this week, and I said, I worry about how this will look. And he said, Russell, good people always worry about how they're perceived when they take action, that they question in their heart, right? So the other side does not ever think twice about what they do, right? And so I've always had a policy in business, and that is hire quickly and fire twice as quickly, and that goes for volunteers as well. I have never had a problem in an organization that I was an employee at or an owner of that I couldn't actually reason with somebody, right? Even if the reasoning ended up with them walking out the door. I'm not going to name names, but I think we know the problem that we're trying to directly address, and one of the ways, again, to do that is to make sure that we've got policies in place that say that we're going to treat each other respectfully. So respectfully, I would request that you guys take a look at this. If you haven't already done it, take a deep look at it. And I would request that we put this on the agenda for adoption at the next meeting.
Awesome. Can we also share the mission of the chamber? Like, is there a mission statement? You have a mission statement?
Yes.
You got one of those?
Yes.
It should be.
Because that kind of ties right in.
Yes.
I'll be able to pull it up for the meeting. If you can get into Dropbox, Russell, if it gets out there.
I don't want to browse for that.
And then it doesn't say anything in here about it. I don't know if it does in our bylaws or anything about, what happens if there's, issue with this, right? Do they lose their membership, and how does that happen?
Yes.
We do want we have made traditionally in the past allowed and welcomed everyone to come, but we definitely don't need to invite the wolf into the den or the wolf.
So this time then,
I make a motion that we look at next meeting and turn it in, this code of conduct.
okay. Please.
We also don't need to add the verbiage of Jason was saying, how do we handle this if someone, how do we kind of outline too, so they know what to expect?
Yeah, let's add that as an addendum to this so that we can adjust one without the other.
Yeah, and that might go somewhere else too, because there's other things that we might restrict membership for, and so that's cool.
And it could be something as simple as up to revocation of membership, right? That the remedy would be, for sure. Something very.
Because we want to talk to whoever the offender was and just train. Because we need people to help build our community and to build our businesses. Thank you. So if you have any thoughts about this, you want us to direct them to you, Russell?
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay. Thank you.
As far as I'm concerned, the person in question is not welcome and not doing. So I don't feel like we have to go by these, but it's like, I don't think it's starting now through structure out. I think this person is actually.
All right, so, Debbie has made a motion, and Lisa has seconded, discuss it, hope that the next meeting, correct? All those in favor?
Aye.
Just do it now, yeah.
All right. Thank you. The next one, I have 4th of July added that in here myself. At this time, not sure if the city is going to be doing, as they always have, the board. I need clarification on that. I mean, the chamber's always made a generous donation towards that. We've got several businesses and people
And
that.
usually this is the exact time of the cutting the check.
Yes,
So-
and there's not been a word said. I need to reach out back to Dr. Puckett, because he's always wanting money. We always hold it on the board.
This is
Same
something
place.
that we're gonna have to get, if the city doesn't sponsor it, will we have to get permission to do it?
Do we want to do it? And will our insurance
That's insurance.
cover us?
The only thing that she said that wasn't covered by our basic, insurance was the parade.
Was the what?
The parade, the Christmas parade.
Oh, okay.
And I think technically Dr. Puckett is executing the fireworks show, so we're just making a contribution to that. So I'm not sure it would be considered our event.
Okay, cool.
Well,
We want to sponsor it.
we, yeah, it's with this,
And if we have to-
I have no idea.
And if we need to make individual donations, I think that we have plenty of people that will.
Where we've
make it.
always had, businesses here, individuals donate to the city to help with that expense. I don't know how much it's gonna be this year, because unfortunately, as everything's going up, like it went up.
Everybody looking for it.
Yes.
Do we know what the city has contributed in the past?
Well, they've got on a budget for this year for $1,500.
The city does?
Yes.
Yeah, the city will budget that, but people,
Probably not gonna remember that number.
well,
Oh, 'cause it's used.
I'm just worried they'll cut it.
Well, in May, they're reallocating expenses.
I don't know. Right this minute, I don't know. All I know is, even though they have a budget, I don't know anything, about.
Should we try that
So-
email address and see if we can request?
So what I'd like to do is see if the chamber would like, the city's not gonna do the Fourth of July, but the chamber would like to take that on as an event, if we can. And then we get the donations from the same people that always donate. And I give Dr. Puckett, give the fire department, make sure they're gonna be there to cover and all that, as we've always done.
Yeah.
I just,
I mean, pretty much all the city does is give a check, because we're the ones that clean the mess up afterwards and,
yeah, we've always been.
so we might as well take it on.
No, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say maybe we should do that. I mean, regardless of where the city's at today in leadership, we want and hope for a more positive relationship with them. And so that's probably the biggest consideration. But today, I personally think that this should be a chamber event, and we should use this to. But we need to know our mission. We need to make sure we're all on board with our mission and we're supporting our mission. And so if we can use the fireworks to bring businesses, to bring people to do something with, and we have control over it, so that we can have vendors, we can do what we want, we can, whatever, so that we can help. Then, and we're fulfilling our mission, then that's great. We definitely should do it. I mean, totally.
The mission statement basically says that we're here to make Ladonia a better place for a better community, support the community and bringing in businesses. So it basically just says our mission is to do whatever we can to make Ladonia a more attractive place for everyone.
Is there one person that we can direct donations to for this? I know.
Where we always do the donations to the city.
Okay.
At this time of, I'll be able to know what's going on.
Okay.
I need to call Dr. Puckett and see if he's reached out to him, because it's getting kind of late for him to want to set this up, so I don't know if he's reached out to him already or not. So I'll talk with him and find out the status, but, if the city's not gonna do it, I just want to change.
We need to make sure it's done. It's a fantastic idea.
Well, and it's not a tradition that we have for 2 years, and it's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
So it's like a tradition we can hold, and as somebody who's going to be running a business,
a big event.
So if the city doesn't do it, the chamber takes it on, do we have to have their permission to do it?
That's what I was asking,
Because
yeah.
it's not, I mean, yes, we're on the street here, but the fireworks are on private property
Yes.
where they're set up.
Because it's set on the trail, isn't it?
It's set on the trail.
The trail gives permission.
Yeah.
We've always had permission for the trail.
Now, I think one of the other problems we may have is our dog person. Because every year, but now that he's moved it over and has his dogs out there.
Yeah, I would like to get Dr. Puckett, maybe Mickey over here, depending on how this is working. If we're gonna have the same place and all of that.
And we could actually move it back that way just a little bit more.
I think they got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna contact all the time and see if they've done anything.
Yes,
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
Yes.
We're against the clock on this one, since we won't meet until the next one will be already, you're unbelievably closer past the 4th of July. So we need to make a motion on that one. That said, hey, we're gonna, whatever, plan A falls through, we're gonna try to hit plan B. So, we keep saying the chamber, somebody's gonna have to make the motion.
So do we need to have another meeting, like reconvene in a week and after you talk special of it?
Look, we're not, are we talking about raising the budget that we have?
No,
No, I know.
we're talking about letting go
I'm
from a
just saying
city
that-
thing to a more of a chamber thing.
Yeah, make it a chamber, like I always say, I was going to pretty much run out about the donations anyway.
Yeah, you're the one that's done it, isn't it?
I will
Yeah.
be more than happy to go with the
And then
donations.
you can make personal donations too.
So that wouldn't change.
So how about with this, I make a motion that we contact the city and determine their intentions for the 4th of July. If they are not going to, be involved with the 4th of July, that the chamber, takes over that event and, seek, permission from the city for, that as needed.
I'd like to put one comment in there. That's if they say no.
Yeah.
Also, if they don't respond by a certain date, because if they ghost us, we're always going to say, well, we're waiting for them. At some point, we know we're going to miss our window. So it's.
We make the executive decision. yes.
By this week, by this week.
Today's the 3rd. We want to put a, we really need like an answer by on that. So we,
Wednesday, by the end of the week.
By the end of the week.
Because we I think it talked about Puckett in the first place, see if he's even corresponding, if there's been any
If we're not,
communication regarding that at this time. I don't know if there is.
if it's something that we're not able to execute here on the square, is it something that we're able to take to somebody's house that maybe has some small space / land?
We can do it where that public space,
Okay.
they can't.
I don't think they can keep us from sitting on the square.
No, they can't.
They might can keep us from
I'll
shooting
bring sticker again, damn
fireworks.
it.
Yes.
It's
I always
hard.
like to county had firms, and I believe in as long as.
But we always have to abide by that. I also want to say if the city doesn't donate to it, if they choose not to do it, that maybe we look at upping the chamber's donation to the fireworks. I mean, we have the money to do it and I would really like to keep it.
Just so everybody knows,
Yeah, we-
our committed on there is $1,500.
Yeah. And I do know that we did not spend all the budget on for the banquet or the Keep Ladonia Beautiful, so there is extra money in there.
And you can look at your handy dandy report to see how much it was.
Yeah.
So, and if you just say, hey, there's banquet money, that's another $2,200.
Basically, I wasn't trying, I didn't put this on here to make an issue for the city.
No.
No.
This is,
Contingency plan.
the community looks forward to that. I think we can really have a big disappointment.
Yeah. I was being disappointed. I was just talking to Ed. I'm like, we've got to do that.
So anyway,
So,
Do we need a?
can, can I make a different stab at that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I was just gonna say. let me do it. Go for it.
So, my motion would be that we empower Jan to go find out whether the fireworks is in jeopardy. If it is, that we take it over and resolve the issue.
I'll say.
Because that can mean, like she said, she can go out and we can leave the budget where we are today. She can go get donations. It's all gonna come out of our pockets anyway. So, and some other people around town. I think we could get a lot of support to do it. So I would just, my motion is that we let Jan go take this real quickly and find out. If the city's doing it, we're good. If not, we just see to it.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we had, Eddie make the motion, Brendan is second it, all
Are
those.
you okay? You had open motion. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I was just in my motion. Take it back.
I just got
He never got a second.
Jim, can I ask one thing? If we end up having to take it over and you're getting donations, can we ask the people, are they comfortable with us thanking them on our Facebook page and doing this to give them the recognition? But some people might want, not might.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what we do,
Yeah.
and plus we always send a bill from the city, you know, that has
Uh-huh.
a thank you, and how we
I
appreciate
don't remember
it.
seeing it.
Well, we don't do it because it's not our thing, so.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to read it again, like, next in a week? So that we can,
Yeah, I
The-
think it
next
next
Saturday.
Saturday, I mean, it's coming up.
yeah, next Saturday would be the 10th. I mean, I don't know if it's good with everyone, or we could do it in a Friday evening, meet
I'm
here.
gonna do a Saturday and a Friday. My
Okay.
Friday's.
Or what if we just did committees? What if we make a 4th of July committee?
Okay,
And then just only the few people that need it.
that's fine,
So,
I'll be on.
yeah.
As long as Jason's on, then I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I recognize that
Maybe
for the
certain
next
one,
one.
Jason.
We've got a motion, we've got a second.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All in favor?
So, yeah.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion carries.
Eddie, you want it?
Sure.
Who else wants to be on the committee?
Or is it donation?
Me.
I don't know. My second spreadsheet, I got things that are.
Who else would like to be on the committee for 4th of July?
I'll just say, I'm gonna let you know that I won't be here next Saturday.
Wow, that's so mean. I was 50-50, but I just would like to be on it.
Okay.
I think that means John Paul has to show up and fill.
All right, then, thank y'all for the support on that, and
We'll put it down here.
we'll get the information we need, and we'll move from there. Okay, next is the chamber website.
Yeah, this is a topic we kind of keep kicking down the road because what we have kind of works. But the conversation about getting some sort of a payment processing device, whether it's a Square or something like that, has escalated this. So Jason, Todd, and I just had a casual conversation about making this a priority. And Jason, I think your point was making sure we've got the right mix of people involved in that. So
Yeah, I thought that if we, I don't know who's been taking care of the website and how that's been done, but whoever it is, thank you. But I think that there's a lot more that we can do with the website and helping build our community and getting the word out and those kinds of things, events and so forth. Todd has provided some opportunities for like paid done for you things, like services that are out there, so that you can just, we can pay a bill and they have it done, or whatever, all the features are there, we would have to put content on there. But in order to do something, or we could do completely test something that's not too. What we need to probably do is have a small committee that can kind of steer this, know what costs are, and then bring that back to the chamber and just kind of help make sure that we get something done, which would include, whatever it is, the service, the hosting, the design, the content, the, you know, whatever it might be. Looking for other features and stuff, going to other chambers, which we've done a lot of, and looked at other chambers to see what they're doing, and those kinds of things as well. So that was just a suggestion, really, is, and also including the payment part of that's a priority as well. So, we just wanted to bring that up so we could maybe see who might want to, you know, be involved with that, so that we could steer that and try and get something done and put together.
Great idea. Not our cup of tea.
I definitely need to be involved in that one, because we have the dollars, and you start taking any kind of cards, no matter if it's a handoff to a processor or a retail payment gateway. There's PCI ramifications and our side of being SAQ, so, yes, I know that, so, yes.
And Tom's gonna be a part of this.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Cheryl's
say,
volunteering.
well, I went ahead and updated the 20-mile garage sale market on the square page yesterday. Put the information and the link to the Facebook and added the event to Facebook and changed the SEO thing tag so that it would say garage sale instead of garage sale and market on the square. So I just want to let you know I updated that, and you know I can continue to help in that regard as far as, you know, update. But when it comes to that payment box, I don't even want it to go there. So, yeah, I just want to.
Yeah, just tell me whatever needs to change.
Yeah.
There.
That's fine, because we can deal with content,
Yeah.
stuff you're creating on the side, and infrastructure or
Yeah.
care and feeding of it on the other side. So you worry about it being creative and not worrying about how all these little things work
Right.
in the background.
Well, I put the links, like, I put the JPEG in for the picture and the PDF for the download, and then the link to the,
Exactly, and that's all that
I can
content
do that.
creation, and
yeah.
that you're good at, we want to capitalize on that. And not ever have to worry about a backup, or where does the credit card go, or
Yeah.
how does it refund? No, work on beautiful things, but let's work on plumbing and sewers and stuff. That's really good.
So other than Brandon, Todd, Russell, and myself, is there anyone else that would like to be on the committee? Now, if you, that you would know who's there, so if you have thoughts, like show us, or anyone else on what we might do, or you see something on the team, you would know who it goes to, because we need to be on the committee to still provide some input, but other than those four individuals, okay, awesome.
I'll do it.
And I still look at Cheryl as like a stakeholder, because
Oh, for sure.
since she's the content creator, collaborator, she would look at that and go, wow, that's awesome, or, man, here's like 5 things that's gonna make my life absolutely unbearable. So,
When we
You
get
can't
Cheryl
find
on there,
synergy
just put
here.
DEI.
you know, so I want to make sure that it's available to people who are end users, who's
Yeah.
gonna use it, so if you're not like,
Yeah, ideally, we would have a place that every committee, like even our people that don't be beautiful or whatever, could manage some of that themselves, so it's not falling much over, anyway. So we'll start that later on, if somebody else would like to join or have some input, feel free, let us know, or whatever, we'll start and kind of steer that. Is that okay?
I think that's a great,
Right.
I think that's a great idea, Fran. Really.
So you make a motion to form a committee?
I will make a motion if we form a committee with the names that were just put out there to determine our website strategy and execution.
I will certainly set that, please.
Okay, so Betty's made the motion. Brendan will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Great. Thank you all. All right, next is the,
As I said, that payment system, I think, is a part of that.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah.
we-
we can combine those. Okay, next is the Economic Development
Sorry.
Somebody stretch this one ahead of meetings, I'm loving this.
We're seeing how long we keep you here.
No.
Oh, you're good till about 12.
Got things to do.
Arms of the kids are like something happened.
So, again, a few of us have talked off and on with various different folks and stuff. The part of what as being a part of a lot of different groups and chambers and those kinds of things and business groups in the past, so I'm sure many of you have been as well. you know, the growth of this town is important to us. And many of us attend city council meetings or have opinions and thoughts about things that are going on in the community and so forth. What we see is, as we've talked, is an opportunity to have growth and potentially better future, which aligns with our mission and things like that of the chamber. And goals in our community that we talked about with other citizens as well. But again, this is something that kind of gets kicked down the road and put off and tabled and those kinds of things. And so I thought that maybe if we had a discussion about it so that we could determine what role the Chamber of Commerce could play in that, or if we wanted it to be something entirely separate, because a lot of communities will, like even Bonham, for example, will have an economic development corporation, they'll form a nonprofit, they'll do the whole 9 yards, and they'll steer that. We definitely need participation from the city, obviously, to help to be really effective in bringing business to Ladonia. But we have a lot of opportunities. Everything from the water that we've talked about and those rights to just cleaning up the square, the town, the keep Ladonia beautiful, and those kinds of things as well that are helpful. I don't know if this is something we want to try and keep in as a committee in the chamber, or if we want to try and make this separate or whatever. I just thought the discussion might be helpful so that we could be part of an organized effort to steer the development and economic growth of Ladonia.
I'm in total agreement. Yeah, ever since they came and did speak, you know, it's something what's I think we need, and we need to jump on. I mean, the window is still there, but it's going to close if we're not careful. And I think
Would it be better if it's not under the level of the Chamber of Commerce? Could you get so much, like,
That was my exact
Yeah.
thought, maybe a separate from the chamber, might buy more.
because you might get other people to get
And you
involved?
might get the city more likely to.
Yeah, those, well, but it's the same people. That's
I was gonna say,
ridiculous, I know.
Oh, I know,
It's always the same people, yeah.
I don't know exactly how the Economic Development Committee type stuff works. I haven't really been involved in it other than seeing in Van Alstyne, a group of, I don't know if you want to call them investors, a group of people decided, ta-da, this is at some point, I don't think it was, I don't know how they did it, went through and marked off a section of Van Alstyne and said, this is the economic compound, or whatever you want to call it. So we've got large industries coming into this area, different things. An individual can't afford to buy a piece of property there because the conglomerate has said that this is sold for $80 a square foot, right? Or however they came up with it. Now, I also have my boss, when I was with hers, that lived in Lake Highlands. Now, Lake Highlands is a very expensive neighborhood, not because their houses are nice, but because the neighborhood is said, when you get ready to sell your house, we're gonna decide what you can sell it for, okay? And so that group of people have kept their property values up, kept everything going the way they wanted it to go, not by tearing down their old houses and building McMansions, but by, as a community, caring about their neighborhood, how they contribute hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to Lake Highlands High School. I've written checks. That I didn't choose to do because I was in that Boston. But, so there is a way somehow to do that. I don't know anything of the legal ins and outs and stuff like that. You know, because I've always been on the poor end of the check right where it was like, why can't I buy that building over there? Well, because you're not in a position to do what we're going to require you to do to that building if you purchase it. So, I mean, I know that those type of things can be very beneficial to a company or to a neighborhood, to a city, or everything else. I just don't know how it works. So,
I have a very fundamental question, and I'm not doing this to be funny, it's my ignorance. Can you explain to me what the difference is between the Chamber of Commerce and the Economic Development Committee, Commission, Corporation? Because I do, there's probably some synergy there, but fundamentally, it's kind of back to our mission, is what I was thinking when you said that. Help me understand why or how we have to separate, or why we would or wouldn't. Because I clearly don't know right now why.
So they can be very much the same. Like, we could have an economic development committee in the Chamber of Commerce that's just more emphasized on. So chambers can be, there's typically a couple different kinds of chambers. One that's kind of more involved in the parties and the community stuff and just, having a good time. And then others that are really more developed, more organized towards growth and development in those industries. And having an economic committee would be a group within that would provide, within the chamber that would provide some of that steering or whatever, just like we talked about, 4th of July or the garage sale or whatever, right? So, but they would be really emphasized on growth, right? If we had something that's separate, then there's some different advantages. They could be a nonprofit, 501c3.
C6 right now.
What's that?
Well, C6 right now.
C6?
Trade org type thing.
So they would have a nonprofit status. They would, again, this would be volunteer stuff. They wouldn't focus on some of the other things that a Chamber of Commerce might, but they would be organized and could leverage other things that a chamber couldn't leverage.
For example, because this is all.
No, that's okay. So relationships with the city, or relationships with businesses, or potentially grants or funding or whatever that might be, right?
Okay.
So
investors and creating a group that does what he's talking about.
you could do that. So that would be their primary focus.
I totally get that. Okay. So, we were trying to say, fundamentally, depending on the mission statement of a chamber, it can be almost the exact same thing, or a part of it, or a completely different thing based on what a chamber wants. So if chamber says, hey, we're primarily focus on civics, socials, it's more separate. Or you can say, hey, I've got the civic, social piece as well as the economic piece. It's similar, depending on the level of involvement and the level of trust and investment and all that. Or you can flip it completely over to a C3, hit non-prop status, which opens up certain other advantages, to get stuff. But depending on what the mission statement is of this, depends on how similar or far apart it is from a pure.
Yeah,
Because this is about economic growth, development, bringing business or industry jobs.
Right.
Thank you. Now I get it. It's a very good point.
And I think the two systems would have to work, or you would hope
Yes.
that even if they were two independent deals, that they would both be working for the common goals. Just like when they built this way, okay? There was an economic development committee that went around every landowner and offered to buy their land, right? And then
Now,
they
there was just one person that went around and did that, representing
But I mean, every single
Yeah.
person asked.
I think it's worth just getting together and talking about, in a nebulous way, what this looks like, because my experience in economic development in the city of Garland was, it's a completely holistic, entire community. It's planting seeds at the elementary school level about what the needs of your community are, right? And when you're talking about a town like Ladonia that has just a handful of businesses, right? What is there for a student to aspire to when it comes to contributing to the community as they grow up and either decide to stay or decide to leave, right? That's a part of it.
This is a conversation you started about 1 or 2 years ago about what does the community need.
Yes.
And that's where we're having the Washington Laundromat conversation. Do you remember we were talking about those kind of essential needs that, yes, everybody would like to have whatever, an in-and-out or something like that. But what we really need, but what we really need is a 24-hour laundromat, because you know, people who don't have functioning washer or dryers or live in areas where it's hard for them to get to certain things, they don't have vehicles or transport. It's still like that clean clothes that they can, you know, drag it over, put it in a bag or a sack and take it. That you were following that.
Yeah, that's all the time.
I know. See, it's there. Short-term trash. As long as-
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, but yes, that was something that young Paul was talking about. I guess it was 2 years ago now. About that exact needs of that, because we look at it from one perspective or persona, because we have vehicles, we can drive, you know, we do all this. People work far away or close by, but not everybody in the community does, so there's that persona, and it was a little this, a little of that.
We had in the past, like, one of the laundromat, the location.
They want to put it on one of our historic buildings.
Okay.
Which,
To me, that's not.
but anyway, it didn't go. through.
Okay, so we keep bringing up the mission statement. I'm gonna read our mission statement. It says, mission to promote, preserve, and support businesses and improve the quality of life through devotion of the cultural, education, and economic interests of our area.
But there's a difference between the chamber and the economic development. The economic development from whenever I was in Prosper and I opened up my business there. I went to them to help with getting permits and knowing what direction I needed to go and take with the city in order to get my building open. The chamber has nothing to do with that. The chamber is to promote, to help promote my business, to help market my business, to help market the other businesses that are in the area. We went around and did ribbon cutting so that we could share and meet other business owners and promote other businesses and network so that we could share. That's what the chamber does. The Economic Development Corps goes out and solicits business washaterias or something of that of the need, with the goal of what the community wants to look like at the end. Do you want a big, huge,
Super
you know,
washer.
a washateria?
We need
On
one.
the square, I mean,
Oh, we need one, yeah.
but do you?
Do you want it on the square or do you
And
want a
it also
66
help
acre?
promote where all of that can go.
Yes.
So whenever companies come in or wanting to do the park, which is there's gonna be a huge impact for this area in the coming years. Because right now, it's really nilly and it's the Wild West. Everybody's coming in and buying whatever they
In a way,
want.
it's not, the city has, they had the foresight, thank God. People before us had a extremely expensive zoning, and everything in this area is zoned for the town, what is commercial, what is whatever, and it's very detailed, what you can put where. It's there, it's all laid out, and you can obviously, like any city, I guess, go in and request a zoning change, of course. But in the meantime, it's in black and white, what the city can and cannot do.
When I met willy-nilly, you're having a lot of investors that are coming in with.
That's
goals
the
to
same
be
thing,
able to
it doesn't
come
matter,
in.
it's just like
To
investors,
change,
the same thing. They come
especially
in
when
and
you have
do
a
what
very
they want to, but no, there's zoning.
chamber, or not chamber, but a council. When you have a very weak council that is going to.
That is in black and white.
Until whatever.
So,
They need to abide by what has been approved years ago for the planning and zoning.
so everybody
Yeah,
point on the
yeah,
roof.
yeah.
When you go to the city,
I make a
oh, one
motion
second,
that we,
point of
I'm
order.
just saying.
Cityofladonia.com has the current zoning map as well as a future zoning map, as well as zoning ordinances and an annexation plan at cityofladonia.com. It's just,
Yes, but it's even
So-
more detailed.
this needs to be another meeting for those interested in doing economic development.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
thing is, you just need to know that the city is all laid out.
Yes, yes, and it has been.
this is actually.
It needs to be.
So it's from, so it is very detailed.
Extremely.
But I agree with you, yes, and maybe we start an economic development within the chamber and just get it kind of going right here, and then look at maybe limiting to a separate identity if we need to.
Great,
But
great conversation.
this is too much for here.
But, are we gonna do?
Well, I think you need to. This is not getting us anywhere. So I think you need to appoint a committee to take this discussion on.
Yeah, so it's an agenda item, I don't think, no, we have to make a motion or anything to do anything with it, we just no action. And, then if you wanna talk more about it, or whatever, but
Somebody
we'll
set
come.
up a time, yeah.
And be doing Jason, thank you.
The building's available for anyone who wants
Yes,
to set
whoever
something
wants
like
to
that.
use it,
But
our
just say,
people
let's,
use it.
let's talk about this. We've done it 50 times over the last few years.
It just never would be right.
And it's not as clean as we would like it to be, because the fact of the matter is, you have to have the city involved. The chamber has their part. There is an economic development that can sit as something in between these two, making three of them, which is ideal. And that can take on many different forms. That can be a hostile takeover, or it can be in working with them, but that corporation could actually hostily take over.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Buy
so,
all the land.
yeah, so we can move forward, but if anybody has any others wants to talk about it more, we'll put something together.
I think it's a great idea, yes.
Yeah, thank you, very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Table that.
Yes, okay, so this motion
Okay.
that we're just going to table that, thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion. Yes, okay. We're gonna move on to old business update on Annandale Falcon Force Spirit Group, Ricky Miller. I contacted Ricky a couple times yesterday to see if he could be here. And never heard from him until late last night, he was at some concert out in Dallas. So,
And really, our only question to him is, what is it he's looking for?
Yeah, what's he need?
Yeah.
yeah. So I will get with him, get an update on that from Ricky, and then we can address it the next.
If I see him, I'll try to ask
Take
the
that.
question. So between the two of us, we ought to be able to corner.
He recently had a meeting with the principal in the school board about what his needs were, so hopefully he will have that on there and tell us.
It's great.
But he's also looking to do more than what we originally talked about, but I think the ban is that he's got other things trying to start doing.
He's a go-getter. Remember Ricky B. Okay, next, a volunteer booth during Frontier Days.
I contacted Trina, and they have not set a date for a blood test, and that's when we do Frontier Days now. So really, until we know a date for that, I don't know how we move forward, because it would be hard to get people to volunteer to come for a day that we don't know.
So question was the 7th and 8th.
Well, we do it during Bull Fest.
We do it during
In
September,
September.
October, yeah. We moved it to Bull Fest so that it would be cool.
Yeah, it was too hot.
Yeah.
It was just too hot in July.
Several people melted. and that was nice.
Okay, so this time we'll revisit that.
Next time that they was
Yeah.
committee.
Okay. So, okay, I guess action item updates. Anything?
We'll just skip that, so getting it out early enough to everybody to remind them, so.
Do I have one?
Yes.
I don't remember what you need to do, like your all the names that they have done.
I have that, I'll give it to you.
There's nothing super large.
I have a question. Do you, for the garage sale, 20-mile garage sale, Market on the Square, Last time, I only ordered like 500 cards to pass around. And then I did some other advertising. And I was wondering if y'all thought that the 500 cards would be enough, or if I should do 1,000. Is there any?
Run out of cards or?
Yeah, I ran out of cards. Should I go ahead and get more, or?
If that's a-
500 to 1,000. Should I go ahead and get 1,000 this time?
We do have expense available if we need to.
Okay,
So,
okay. And, this is great. Yeah. Okay. I'll go ahead and get 1,000. All right. Anything else?
Are we around the room now?
Now we're going to go around. That's right, huh?
I make a motion.
Yes.
Let's go have breakfast.
Second the motion.
What time?
all in favor? There's a motion to adjourn, all in favor? Anyone opposed?